So, do you guys have any question about that topic?
B, I have one question for you.
Yes.
Disturbed sample can be used for what?
The sample is useful for identify and this require such as classification tests and tests on soil that we gonna use in earthworks. So any question?
I have another question. In your posters, it says that undisturbed samples is difficult to obtain. So, what is the differences, advantages that we got from using the disturbed samples?
In my opinion, I think between disturbed soil sample and undisturbed soil sample, undisturbed soil sample have more benefit when we use in earthwork. But in my research for disturbed sample, um, compared to undisturbed soil sample, undisturbed soil sample have more benefit when we use in earthwork. But in my research for disturbed sample, um, compared to undisturbed, when we use in earthwork, it affect the accuracy of geotechnical analysis. It might because it might have altered in moisture content and density that can leading to potential underestimation or overestimation of soil strength. So I think uh, undisturbed sample have more benefit rather than disturbed sample because it is hard to find uh, it is hard to find what benefit that disturbed sample can give.
Thank you for the answers.
Okay.
So we move on to group expert 2.
Hello, my name is Abdul Alif Isma, and I present about topic 2, which is rotary wash drilling machine. So, do you guys have any question?
Hello, Alif.
Yes.
I have a question. How does the rotary boss drilling method address challenges such as borehole stability and formation damage, and what strategy are employed to overcome this issue?
Okay. Your question. There are two problems. And the first problem is about borehole stability, and the second one is about formation damage. Okay. First of all, a rotary wash drilling machine is a specific type of borehole drilling machine that utilize a rotary drilling method combined with the use of water or any other fluids to aid in the drilling process. So it means that during the drilling, there will be a continuous water or fluid that will be sprayed at the same time. So this process is called as flushing, and the continuous circulation of drilling fluid will help to maintain the borehole stability by reducing friction and also stabilize the borehole walls. That's for the first problem. And for the second problem, it's about formation damage. Rotary wash drilling method to minimize the damage is by using the fluids that do not invade the rock layers. So these fluids will form a protective layer and reduce the chance of fluid seeping into the surrounding rocks. But there will be a need for a careful selection of drilling fluid based on the geological condition. So if you are interested and want to know more about it, like what type of fluids is suitable for certain grounds, you can do your own research. Okay, that's all. Any other question?
Alif, what are the limitation of drilling?
Limitation of drilling. Okay, for the first limitation, it might not work too well for really deep drilling because it will be harder to get a perfect rock sample. So the deeper the hole that has been dug, then it will be harder to recover undisturbed sample as it may be contaminated or spoiled during the drilling process. So other than that limitation, drilling can also be more expensive and slower compared to other methods, especially if specialized gear or fluids are needed for specific condition. That's the limitation of this topic.
Okay. Thank you, Alip. Thank you, Alip. And the next one will be me. My name is Ahmad Zafar, and I experting in standard penetration test, which is group 3. And so, does anyone have any question for me?
Zaf, I have a question.
Yes, go on.
From the video, you said that there is a limitation for standard penetration test in cohesive soils like clay. So actually, what kind of soil that is suitable for the SPT standard penetration test?
So for SPT result, are more useful for in case for fine grain sands as well as coarse sands and also silty sands. But for clay and gravel soils, the result are not generally not dependable. Any more question?
I have a question. What is
Yes.
the example of presence of obstructions that can affect test execution and reliability?
Okay. So uh, a few examples that will obstruct the tests will be things like tree roots. It can obstruct the penetration of the sampler, which the split spoon. And other than that, things like huge boulder, cobbles, huge stones, and also gravel will create challenges for us to do the test and during the penetration as well, or even damaging our sampler. Thank you. Any more question?
Hi, Jafar.
Yes, go on.
I want to ask the N values, how it indicates the soil properties. Like if N values is 3, how about how it affect the friction angle? And if N
Uh,
equals to 5, how is the friction angle?
so you refer for a specific range or
Just how the N values indicate the friction angle of soil or other properties.
oh, okay. So the first one we have smaller than 2, which is it indicates for a very soft consistency of the soil. And then we have 3 to 4 N value, which indicates a very soft consistency. And 5 until 8 for medium stiff. And we have 9 until 15 for a stiff consistency. And 16 until 30, we have a very stiff, and larger than 30 for n value will be a high consistency lah. And that's all. We should any more question? If there's no, then we move on to expert group 4.
Hello, my name is Aizat Biazahar from Group Expert 4. I'm covered for the topic correction on the SPTN number N60. Do you guys have any question for this topic?
I have one question. What are the reasons for making correction to the SPTN number in soil testing? And how does correcting the SPTN value help ensure more accurate assessment of soil strength?
Alright. Okay. As we know, the SPTN number, or as we call the standard penetration test, is widely used in situ testing method to assess the subsurface condition and engineering properties of soil. So the SPTN value represent the number of blow required to drive a speedbone sampler a certain distance into the soil. So correction to the SPTN number may be necessary to ensure more accurate assessment of soil strength. For me to say that, let me give two examples. So first example that we know is like overburden stress correction. Okay, as we know that overburden stress correction is applied to account for overburden stress, especially in cohesive soil. This correction help normalize the SPTN value with respect to the effective stress in soil, that can provide more accurate representative of the soil strength. The second example is water table correction. As we know that the presence of water table can influence the SPTN value. Correction are applied to account for buoyancy effect and change in pore pressure in saturated soil, ensuring that the test results are representative of the actual soil strength. So, as we know, by applying this correction, engineers can obtain SPTN value that are more consistent and representative of the true soil condition. This in turn lead to more accurate assessment of soil strength, which is crucial for designing foundation, slope, and other geotechnical structure. That's all. So, other question?
I have a question
Right.
for Expert 4. Does changes in the weather and soil condition affect the SPTN number?
Yes. Weather and soil condition can potentially influence the SPTN number, although the primary factor are typically related to the characteristic of the soil itself. I can give you two consideration. First is soil type. The SPTN number is affected by the type of soil being tested. Soil with different composition, such as sand, silt, or clay, will exhibit varying resistance to penetration. And the other consideration is groundwater condition. The presence of groundwater can influence the SPTN value. In some cases, the water table may affect the cohesion and frictional resistance of soil, leading to variation in penetration resistance. Uh, wait, I can give you another consideration, which is weathering. Weathering process can alter the engineer properties of soil over time. For example, freezing town cycle, which are more common in cold climate, can affect the cohesion and strength in soil. Alright, that's all. Do you guys have any other question? No.
If there's no, then we can go on to the next expert.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Amirul Aiman bin Abu Sayyid Al-Kadri from Expert Group 5. So my topic is about JKR and Macintosh prop test. So about this, do you have any questions?
I have a question. The common error in Macintosh or JKR probe test is exerting force onto the hammer, resulting in lower blow-off count. Can you explain how does this error happen?
Okay, thank you for the questions. For this, for my answer is it has about three types of how does the error happen. For the first one, inconsistent force application. So if the force applied to the hammer is inconsistent or uneven, so it will affect the energy that transfer to the material that being tested. So for the scenario, especially for the JKR prop test, consistency in force application is very crucial for accurate results. The second one, it will happen with poor technique. So the operator may not be using the correct technique for applying force with the hammer. So it will need proper training and adherence to standardize the procedures that essential to ensure that the force is applied correct and consistently. So then the third one, with the it will happen with equipment issues. So that might be some issues with the hammer itself or the testing equipment. So for the example, the hammer could be malfunctioning or there may be issues with the calibration of the testing apparatus. So that's all for your question. Uh, the next question, do you have any?
Mirol, I have one question. Okay, so could you elaborate on the specific parameters these props help measure and what scenarios would one choose one type of prop over the other for soil investigation?
Okay, for the first question you asked about the specific parameters that these probes will help to measure. So parameters of penetration probes, parameters this will measure about soil penetration resistance, compaction, and soil strength. So for the scenarios, penetrometers will often used to assess soil composition, especially in agriculture. They will help to determine the resistance of uh, the soil offers to penetration, which can be indicative of root growth conditions and potential issues with water infiltration. So, and then the second one, what scenarios would choose one type of probe over the other for soil investigations? So for the first, I will give about two scenario. For the first scenario, is about rapid assessment of soil compaction. So for this scenario, the Macintosh probe test is often used for quick assessment of soil compaction, especially in construction projects. So it will provide a simple and fast way to gauge the resistance of the soil to penetrate, which is indicative of compaction levels. And then the second scenario, assessment of unbound materials. For this scenario, the JKR probe test is well suited for evaluating the strength of unbound granular materials that commonly used in road construction. So this will help in determining the material's resistance to deformation under load. That's all for your question. Do you have any questions? Okay. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Mirul.
Hello. Can you all hear me? Okay. My name is Ang Wee Liang. I'm a group member of Expert Group 6. The topic I cover is venture test and borehole shell test. Got any question need to ask me?
Hi,
Okay.
William.
Okay.
How to determine whether the answer is valid or invalid? Because in your video, you only say the answer is invalid.
Sorry, some disturbed. Okay. For to determine the answer is valid or not, for venture test, we must know the soil type first. If the soil type, if the soil is soft cohesive soils, the answer is valid. This is because the venture test can only perform in soft cohesive soils. If the test perform in other soils rather than soft cohesive soils, the shear vents cannot obtain smooth cylindrical failure surface. Not only that, the validity of the answer also depends on the accuracy and precision of the testing procedure. By strictly following the specific standard or guideline related to the specific test, no matter venture test or borehole shell test, we can obtain more accuracy value. Got any question?
William, I have another question. So, are there any safety precautions or consideration for the personnel performing wind shear tests?
Uh, I think yes. Performing venture tests involves certain safety precaution. Firstly, should every worker should wear the appropriate personal protective equipment, such as which is PPE. Besides, we also have to ensure the testing area is stable and safe to prevent accident. Following the proper procedure also need to consider during performing the venture test. Yeah. Is it answer your question, Daniel?
Yes, William, very clear. Thank you.
Okay.
If there's no more question, then we should proceed to the next expert group, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Tim Jung. I'm from Group Expert 7 and my topic is corn penetration test. So you guys got any question want to ask?
Junbing, I have a question.
Alright.
From your video, I saw that there is a usage of truck for the concentration test when it is conducted on the ground. So my question is whether CPT or concentration test is also suitable to be used offshore.
Yes, just change the truck to become a machinery that can put inside the sea. So the machine will locate on the seabed and then the process same as on the ground. Okay. Any other question?
I have a question for you. Can you tell me in what type of soil and geological condition the CPT particularly advantageous and why?
Okay. uh, for CPT test, it is most beneficial in soft soil like clay and silt because it provides continuous and reliable data without disturbing the soil structure. So if traditional drilling method, it might face some difficulties due to the soil disturbance.
Alright,
Okay.
thank you.
Any question? Yes. If no, then I pass to next group expert. Thank you.
Uh, Next expert group, please.
Okay, so for the next expert group is done by me, which is expert group 8. So does anyone have a question regarding PMT or pressure meter test?
I do. So my question is, what are the key steps and considerations involved in conducting this test? Then?
All right. Okay. So for the key steps and consideration involved in conducting PMT is mainly for to ensure the pressure meter equipment is calibrated and in proper working condition during the test, before doing the test, and also the key consideration is to gradually apply pressure to the probe and record the pressure applied. And next, we should collect and process data for all readings, volumes, and time recorded during conducting the test. And any unusual reading has to be noted so that we can analyze the data during after the test. And last but not least, we should prepare a report and prioritize safety measure during the entire process from start to finish when conducting PMT or pressure meter test. Does that answer your question, Zafran?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I'm open to any other questions.
Hello, Daniel.
Yes, William.
Okay. I want to ask, what is the limitation and challenge associated with interpreting pressure meter test result in heterogeneous soil profile?
Okay, so the limitations and challenges regarding PMT test results in heterogeneous soil profile would be the PMT results may not accurately represent the behavior of each layer if the soil is layered. And the next one would be if an inadequate sampling is happen due to practicality constraints, the results might be reduced in terms of reliability and interpretations. So we should, in order to overcome this limitation, various or maybe multiple sampling or tests needs to be done in any location. So does the answer satisfy you, William?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So thank you. I would be expecting from expert group 9 after this. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Natasha Akila. I'm an expert number 9. Is there any question for topic on rock sampling RQD.
Kila, I do have some questions. For my questions is, does it mean poor type of rock quality can be used in any construction?
Based on your question, it still can be used, but it depends on factors like load bearing capacity, stability, and others. If it is too poor, it may be unstable for certain structure.
Okay, thank you.
Any question?
I have a question for you. What are the main factors affecting rock quality?
The main factors include geological characteristics, rock fabric, porosity, weathering, and the presence of fault and fracture. Okay, next is expert number 10.
Hi, my name is Soleha binti Mak Fauzi. I is expert number 10, which is borehole logs and SI reports. Is there any questions?
I have one question, which is, what are the method for the borehole log?
Okay. There are many methods, but I will just explain a few, which is gamma ray logging, to measure natural gamma radiation emitted by formations, helping identify the rock types. The next one is electrical resistivity logging, to determine the rock's ability to conduct electrical current, useful for assessing porosity and fluid content. And the last one is magnetic susceptibility logging, to identify mineral or rock types with varying magnetic properties. Okay, that's all for Abby's questions. Next questions.
Alright. For me, I have a question. Can you explain the significance of soil classification in borehole log and how it aids in the interpretation of substance condition for construction project?
Okay. Soil classifications assist in assessing the stability and load-bearing capacity of the ground. It helps in determining potential hazards like landslides, sinkholes, or subsidence that might affect the project structural integrity. Next, soil qualifications provides insights into the type of foundations, for example, shallow or deep foundations. So it's suitable for supporting structures adequately and mitigating settlement issues. That's all.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. After the last question, I think we all already answered it, right? Is there any more like specific question to others or anything? No?
No.
Okay. So I think we can end our Q&A session for this morning. And yeah, thank you for your all hard work.
Thank you, everyone.
Alright. Thank you,
Assalamualaikum.
everyone.